We have breaking news right now. Former President Donald Trump is back at his New Jersey estate just hours after pleading not guilty to charges that he conspired to remain in office after he lost the 2020 election.
He was arraigned just blocks from where his supporters stormed the Capitol building in an effort to keep Trump in power. KTLA 5's Rachel Menitoff joins us live from our news center with today's historic developments. Hi, Rachel.
Hi, Court. Hi, Sandy. Good evening to you both. This is the former president's third arrest in 5 months. He went in for processing today. He was fingerprinted and turned over some personal information before he faced the judge and entered that not guilty plea. Former President Donald Trump made his first appearance in a Washington, D.C. courtroom today as supporters and detractors gathered outside awaiting the outcome. Trump pleaded not guilty to 4 criminal charges in special counsel Jack Smith's probe into attempts to overturn the 2020 election.
This is a persecution of a political opponent. This was never supposed to happen in America. This is the persecution of the person that's leading by very, very substantial numbers.
The indictment charges Trump with conspiracy to defraud the United States, conspiracy to obstruct an official proceeding, obstruction and conspiracy against the right to vote and to have one's vote counted. Federal prosecutors said in charging documents that Trump was determined to remain in power after losing the election, that he and 6 unindicted co-conspirators orchestrated a plot to reverse the results, which led to the January 6th attack on the Capitol.
In this case, my office will seek a speedy trial so that our evidence can be tested in court and judged by a jury of citizens.
Trump, who is the 2024 GOP frontrunner, is already facing other criminal investigations. He's been charged in Smith's separate probe, accused of mishandling classified documents since leaving the White House. The former president has denied all allegations, maintaining they're politically motivated.
This is not a coincidence. This is election interference at its finest against the leading candidate right now for president, for either party.
Trump's lawyers argue that his claims of election fraud were protected under free speech and that he simply was following the advice of his attorneys at the time. His team says he will never get a fair trial in a city where he won only 5% of the vote in 2020.
I do not believe that there's going to be a change of venue, and I do think that they're going to have to spend a lot of time questioning these jurors and saying, look, can you put aside the fact that either you're a Trump supporter or you're against President Trump, and can you listen fairly and honestly to the evidence against him?
So August 28th is going to be the next motions hearing. The prosecution and defense agreed to a couple of conditions. The former president would not violate any state or federal laws, and he promised to appear at future proceedings. Mr. Trump is also not allowed to talk about this case with any other known witnesses. We're live in the news center. I'm Rachel Menitoff. Sandy, back to you.
Rachel, thanks for the update.